Okay, so in the first, you told your parents that you were Christian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you started doing gospel rap.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you quit your job and went full time.
What you trying to do, man? What you trying to do?
How did they take that?
Yeah. Interesting. I must say though, as much as I'm laughing, they've been very supportive. Very supportive. My mum, amazingly supportive. Me and my dad, we spoke the other day. Obviously, there is a concern there, but again, as we were talking about before about the security and stuff, that's outside of race, outside of culture. Every parent wants their child to do well. So obviously there is that concern, but then they can see something's happening. You know, something is happening. I'm not just going out all the time to no avail. I'm not just performing to no avail. Things are happening, you know. So, and even my dad said to me the other day, he said, if this is where you're going to go in, then become a master of this. Perfect your craft. And that was quite big, you know, because that's like basically my pops telling me, if this is what you're choosing, then you better you know, be the best at this kind of thing.
That's at A1. That's at Mr. Miyagi levels of it.
Yeah, trust me, like, and then just start doing it. No, I'm joking. Yeah, so
lyrics on, lyrics off.
But like, it's been interesting. It's definitely been interesting. Like, a lot of people do think I'm crazy. A lot of people think I've lost it. Before I lost it, when I become a Christian, and then now I quit my job. I'm not doing this, so they think I'm even more crazy.
Yeah. What was the job before?
So I was working with young people. So it was a semi-independent care unit. So you know, like 5 young people in there, just crazy, reckless, amazing though. Above all, amazing. And then you just help them. You know, you have one-to-one sessions with them, take them places they need to go. Kind of like a big brother kind of thing. It's the closest experience and insight I've got into parenting ever.
Yeah.
Ever, yeah. Very crazy. And then while I was working there, I was working in the church office. Yeah, that was interesting as well.
Why was that one interesting? You got that glint in your eye.
Just interesting in the sense, like, if you look at the story, you know how you articulated, you're like, okay, so you got saved, you told your parents, it's like the gospel rap, then you quit your job. It's like working in the church office. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. It just adds to that. This kind of thing. Yeah. But I loved it there though, man. People were cool.
It's hard being InderPaul's parents, but hey, but okay, so like full time now. You're full time on the gospel rap thing, which it's kind of a blessing, but it feels like on a ground level it can also be a bit of a curse as well. I don't know if that's a fair reflection, but if it feels like it has pros and cons, would that be a fair assessment?
I think it's just battles. Yeah, everything has its battles, and this definitely has its battles. So I wouldn't call it necessarily a con or an L. Just go work out the win.
So how's that journey and transition been?
It's been interesting, man. It's been interesting. It's like, again, the whole pride thing. So in that step, taking that step to do this full time, I felt like I got to show people what time it is. A lot of my thoughts began with I need to do this, and you know, I very quickly forgot about God. And if you think about it, me quitting my job to do ministry, that's like God first and then everything else, right?
Yeah.
But it was just like, okay, myself, my ego, then a couple emails, and then God kind of thing. That's how it became. So it's forced me to get closer, you know, because the other way is just crashing and burning, and I can't afford to crash and burn. I've got too many people in the future and in the present counting on my obedience kind of thing. We all do, because everyone has a purpose, everyone has a calling, and people are attached to those things, you know. So I can't afford to crash and burn. So it's been hard, but I'm here.
Yeah, what was kind of the defining moment or moments that kind of made you go from part-time gospel rap to full-time?
So God told me in 2015 to quit my job. And and I said I'm making money. Like I was just mad arrogant. I said no way, I'm making money. And then in that time, he had told me again in 2016, and in that time, obviously, I got closer with him, and more sensitive to his leading and his instruction. So when I heard it the second time, I just boom, you know what I mean. I just sent off my resignation and peace. I was out.
Work for the kingdom now full time.
Basically.
Yeah. In terms of other people and such who may be thinking of going down the full time ministry path, what would be a kind of guidance and advice in terms of what you've learned from your journey so far?
Just make sure you've been sent. Just make sure you've been sent. I think sometimes we get a lot of cliche answers, but they're not really cliche. It's our understanding of it what makes it cliche. So by that I mean, I would definitely say pray on it. But how many times have you heard pray on it? How many times have we heard that in church? Oh, I want to buy oranges, pray on it. I need to buy Band-Aids, pray on it. Everything is pray on it. But it's true though, it's not really a cliche, it's true. Because if you look at all the great people in the Bible, all the people that we read about, there was that connection, there was that call and response kind of thing. And you need to have that. Otherwise you're just walking blind. You're just making it up as you go along. And then you crash and burn. And this is what smacks it. When you crash and burn, you blame God. But it wasn't him in the driver's seat, it was you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It's your own fault. So I would definitely say seek God. Seek God. And once he gives you the go ahead, then go forward. You have doubts, all of that stuff, but you're just clinging to that word. Just clinging to that word that he gave you. And then my pastor said to me the other day, I asked him to pray for me, because I said to him I feel like quitting because it's hard. And my pastor's like, though it seems like God is quiet, something like a quote. He said like the teacher's always quiet during the test. So imagine when you was studying, when you was doing the GCSEs. I got 10 by the way, big up. Anyway,
yeah.
when you're doing the vigilators are walking down. Do you know what I mean? They're not speaking to you. Oh, hey, how you doing? You okay? They ain't doing none of that.
Yeah.
They're watching you do your stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely. I think whenever we transition, there's always a faith element in there. It's rare to see somebody just cokes. I don't know of anyone who just cokes. I mean, Jesus is God in the flesh. He had to clock out at 33 because of how much he was tested in life. So I think sometimes, we can be a bit soft. I think Christians. I'm glad to see that you're ready for the battles that you're talking about there. And we use the term a few times now, gospel rapper, and that. What does that term mean to you?
Someone that just kicks the gospel over a beat, rap. They're a minister.
Yeah, all those things. And so you'd identify yourself as a gospel rapper?
I wouldn't necessarily identify myself as one, but it's an accurate depiction. So it's almost like a contradiction. I said this in a previous interview, but it's like I wouldn't go. At the end of the day, I'm an artist, right? So I'll put my stuff out there, and you're a fellow artist. You put your stuff out there, and it's for society, for people to make what they make of it, kind of thing. So if we go off buzzwords like Jesus, Holy Spirit, and Christianese, times 10, then you've got all them buzzwords in the tracks. But I wouldn't necessarily go out there and say I'm a Christian rapper, I'm a gospel this, I'm a gospel that. I'm a rapper. As much as I say I'm a rapper, as much as a rapper is an accurate depiction, a gospel rappers as well. Do you know what I mean? I have no interest for labels in that sense, but I won't. Christian is something that I can't just try to boy off like that, because there was a really good book I wrote from Hollywood, The Art of Christian. I read from The Art of Christianity. I was gonna say
plagiarism.
No way. Whoa,
Yeah.
Just get a couple DMs in that, fam. What you doing? No. I read the book, The Art of Christianity, from Hollywood to hip hop, and just reminded me how men died for that name. People died for that name, and here I am trying to shed it. So that's not cool. So as much as I wouldn't put a label on myself, I wouldn't really fight it. At the end of the day, I'm gonna keep kicking music. People are gonna box me either way. They're gonna so there's a few pastors. Oh, that Asian guy, yeah, the Asian one, yeah, bring him. He can do some rap or say whatever kind of thing. So people are gonna box me in the head anyway.